In today's video, we're going to be learning how to make this asymmetric two-piece. If that sounds like something you're interested in, do well to watch the video to the end. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure to turn on your notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. With that being said, let's begin. So here I have my pattern paper already. I went ahead to draw my starting point. This is where all my measurement is going to be starting from. So after that, I'm just going to determine the length of my dress. So here my pattern paper is short. I have 24 inches here. So when I'm cutting this, placing this pattern on my main fabric, I'll extend the length of my dress. So when you're cutting your own, you can do it like that. If you want it as a top, determine your own length, the length that you want it to be. If you want to make it a dress, get your own length. So the length of this my own is going to be 30 inches. I'm going to be using 30 inches for this particular top. You can make your own longer than that or shorter than that. It depends on what you want. So I'm going to be using the length of this paper for now. So I'll come here and mark my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 15. 15 divided by 2, I have 7.5. After that, I'll come in here by my neck width of 3 inches by 3 inches. I'll go ahead and connect the points. I'll come down from here by my chest measurements. To get this, divide your bust measurement by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Whatever you have, add 1.5 inches to it. So mine is 7 inches. That's what I have there. The next thing I'm going to do now is to go in at that point by my shoulder measurement. Remember, it's 7.5, 15 divided by 2. So I use that there just to get a straight line at that point. The next thing I'm going to do is to find the midpoint. Just watch what I'm doing. I'm going to find the midpoint, which is 3.5. So I'll go in there by ½ inch. Then I'll come here and mark my bust measurement, which is 8 1/4. Then I'll put down here and I'll connect. In this particular dress, I'll be using a stretchy fabric for it. So I'm going to be taking my exact body measurement without sewing allowance because I'm using a stretchy fabric. But if you're using a non-stretchy fabric, make sure to add a sewing allowance. Make sure to add sewing allowance. If you must use a non-stretchy fabric, add your sewing allowance and add a zipper allowance so you'll be able to wear the clothes. Mine, I won't be putting zipper allowance because I'm working with a stretchy fabric. So I came down here to mark my waist point, which is my half length. I have it at 16 inches. So that is what I'm putting down there. Then I'll go ahead and connect the points to form a straight line. So I'll be using the down part of this paper as my hip point. So I'll come here and I'll mark ½ of my waist measurement. My waist measurement, I have it at 7 1/4. So I put that down there. Then I'll come here and mark my hip. My hip is 38. 38 divided by 4, I have 9.5. So I'll put it down at that point. Then I'll go ahead and I'm trying to adjust this hip part. So I'll curve it properly when I add to the length of my dress. So that's what I have here now. So the next thing we're going to do now is to go ahead and cut it out. So we'll be using this front pattern to cut the back pattern. This dress is very easy. Make sure to extend the length of your own. Extend the length to what you want. I'm just using the length of this paper for the purpose of this tutorial. When I'm cutting on my main fabric, I will extend my length and make sure to cuff the hip parts properly when I'm cutting on my fabric. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. You can see how I cut it out. So that's how you cut yours. Another pattern paper for the back. So if you are putting a zipper, make sure to leave an allowance of 1 inch or 1.5. I won't be leaving an allowance for my own because I am using a stretchy fabric. I would advise you actually just go for a stretchy fabric. So, but if you must use a non-stretchy fabric, make sure to add a sewing allowance and also a zipper allowance, so you'll be able to wear the clothes freely. So the clothes will be able to pass through freely. The back part is going to stop at the chest line. So I'll mark that point and also mark it this way. You can still go ahead and fold it this way and get the back pattern. So you can fold it this way and cut it out. You can see how easy it is. And you come here and cut the same shape. And this is my hip side. When I'm cutting it on my main fabric, I will adjust it properly. So when you are cutting your own, make sure to extend the length, and you can use a pattern paper that will give you the length of what you are looking for before you draft. I'm just using this for the purpose of the tutorial. So this is my back pattern here. So when I place this pattern on my main fabric, I'll make sure to align this seam, make sure it's not sharp. So this is my back pattern. I hope you understand me. So I'll put that aside. Now we'll be working on the front pattern. For us to get that asymmetric neckline, we'll have to open this pattern up this way. What I'm going to do now is to come here and mark the same neck width I have here, which is 3 inches. I'll bring it over to this point to get the neckline. So you see that I'll just use my free hand and try and connect it over to the other one. I'm just making sure they align properly. From this neck point, I'll come out here by 3 inches. You can see that it has one shoulder. So I'm just at this my neck, I'll come in here by 3. You can do 2 inches, you can do 2.5. It basically depends on what you want. Just trying to get the starting point. Then I'll connect this back to the armhole this way. Just watch what I'm doing. Connect it back this way. So just make sure to adjust to what you want. I think I like it this way. This one is not part of this. So at this point, I'll come down here by 1 inch. Then at that point, I'm just going to connect it this way. You can always connect it to the side you want, whichever side you want this neckline to be. You can decide to put it at the right or at the left. So this is what I have. If you want it to reveal more, you can always take it down. You can always take it down this way, but I prefer mine there. So this is what I have. The next thing we're going to do now is to go ahead and cut this out. So watch how I cut it. Come here. I came in here by 3 inches. Then I think I adjusted it. Let me see what I have there. What I have here is at 2, 1/2 and 1/4. So that is what I use for mine. You can use 3 inches for it, you can use 2 inches. It just basically depends on what you want. Go ahead and cut it out this way. See what I have there. So for that wrap extension that goes around the neck, make sure to place another pattern paper and cut them together at once, not separately, so you wouldn't have to join it here to have a joining there. So just watch what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to place it this way, tape it down. Go ahead and tape it this way. You determine the length of your strap, how long you want it to be. So you just connect from this point this way. You can determine how long you want it to be. So you just do it like this. And go ahead and cut it out. And make it 30 inches long, 35 inches long. It just depends on what you want. You can't get this neckline when your fabric is folded into two. You can't get it, so you have to open it up. When you're cutting it on your fabric, you have to open it up this way. So you place it this way, hope you can see, and cut it on your fabric. If you are working with a stretchy fabric, you are not adding any sewing. Like you saw on my pattern, I didn't add any sewing allowance. So you just go ahead and cut it out. If you need a joining at this point, you can just remove it this way. Cut this one separately and you cut this one separately, then you join them back together at this point. But I don't need a joining, so I'm just going to place them like so and cut it out. So when I'm cutting on my fabric, this is exactly how I'm going to cut it. So in the back pattern, since I'm not going to be putting a zipper, I'm just going to place my fabric on fold, place my pattern and cut it out. I'll make sure to extend the length of my dress when cutting on my fabric. So this is what it looks like. So if I place this, you can see. This is what it looks like. We have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've learned something from this video, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel. If you have any question, make sure to drop it in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next video.